Welcome back to Fancy Nancy, and thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing down to my channel. I love to talk about food. I'm a nurse in Las Vegas, and I love to bring you all kinds of different things to help you with your family and help you throughout your life. The things that I've learned from watching my favorite YouTubers, I love bringing it to you. So today, because fall weather is in other parts of the country. Here in Las Vegas, it's still warm, but we are in fall football weather in our house. We're football Sunday weekend, so we're gonna make something fun today. So I want you to come along and cook with me and enjoy this family favorite of mine, meatloaf and green beans. I'm gonna show you how I make both dishes for my family. It's a fall favorite. I make it once a year, several times a year, but normally for fall. So come with me, I'll take you throughout all the ingredients, and I'll link the recipes down below that I originally got these from, but how I tweak it a little bit. So come on and let's go and get to cooking with Fancy Nancy. So for me, I'm doubling the recipes. So that recipe that I'm gonna show you is actually for 4 to 6, but I'm aiming for 8 to 10 servings. So I'm using 4.5 pounds of ground beef, chuck 80-20. You're gonna need a little vegetable oil, whatever kind of bread you're gonna use, whether it's breadcrumbs, crackers, whatever it is that you use. But I'm using croutons because I found one time that it gives it amazing flavor. You're gonna need some eggs, a little bit of milk, that's home milk, or you can use heavy cream or half and half. Onions, red bell pepper, green, and some garlic. You don't have to use red, but I like the whole color combination. Some paprika, some thyme, chicken base, I'll explain that later, and that's the chicken base that I use. Some ketchup, Worcester steak sauce, and Dijon mustard for the sauce. Okay, so these are the ingredients, and let's get started. So you're gonna go ahead and get whatever skillet you're gonna use to saute your veggies, and we're gonna put some oil, which is whatever preference you'd like as well. I have used olive oil, it's perfectly fine. You're gonna get a skillet, put it over medium-high heat, and you're gonna saute these veggies with the herbs and the oil. It's gonna give it amazing flavor. So now you just add all your vegetables in. That is like the best. That is the best sound, guys. That's the best. God, look at the colors. Will you be with me always? So to the veggies, we're gonna add some thyme and some paprika. We're just gonna put those herbs right in there with the veggies, and we're gonna stir them around and let them cook together. That way they can flavor the veggies, but you'll be able to taste them in the meatloaf. So just make sure that's all mixed around really well, that all your veggies are flavored. And just let them cook. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So here I'm just adding more paprika because my veggies should have more color to them. So that's how I know how much paprika I've added. But I'm just adding a little bit more because it gives a great flavor, you guys. And all cooked together with the oil and everything. Yumminess. So keep getting those vegetables in a little bit longer to get softer. You're going to add a little bit of salt to your veggies to flavor them and draw out the moisture. And that's going to help those veggies. When your veggies are looking like that, you can add the garlic in and cook it for another 1 to 2 minutes. Stir everything around and cook it until that garlic is fragrant and soft. Okay. So they are done for me here. So I'm going to transfer them over back to their little bowl and let them cool down, and we'll move on to the next part. I will stay with my common sense, irresistible friend. Will you be with me always? Stay up all night. We finally took some weight off our shoulders, so this fight is over. Can you stay with me tonight? So yes, I have my meat in this tray where we're gonna mix everything in because we recently moved and I haven't gotten to where the bowls are. I should have picked one up, but I didn't. But anyways, we're gonna mix everything in here. I have my meat Now we're gonna start adding every ingredient. Okay, so here I'm just kind of breaking up the meat a little bit so that I can put the ingredients over it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my milk. Then I'm gonna add those veggies that we sauteed. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my croutons. Of course, you can use crackers, all kinds of stuff. I'm adding my chicken base because in cooking with Carolyn, she originally used beef broth. So I just add chicken base powder because it's the same if I mix it with water. And I'm adding some ketchup and the steak sauce. It gives it amazing flavor. You can either add Worcestershire sauce, whatever you'd like. You're going to beat 2 eggs and you're going to throw them in so that it's going to help you bind your meatloaf. So next step, we're going to wash our hands really good because we're going to get ready to go ahead and mix that meat together. And you'll see that I really should have added my seasonings when I added my veggies and everything else. Like here I'm adding the eggs. I should have added like salt, whatever your seasonings are, you should have added at this point. But I started already like mixing and you'll see me go ahead and add them afterwards. But you want to add them here because the less you mess with your meat, the more tender and juicy it'll be. You don't want it to be dense or tough. And by the way, guys, in Cooking with Carolyn, she also does the turkey version to this. I've actually made that one myself too and mixed in like hot turkey sausage with my ground turkey. And oh my goodness, it was just as good. Everything else still applies the same way. You're just going to use turkey. So for you turkey lovers, this definitely works as well.
It feels like my spark's been left in the dark sometimes. Cause when I'm with you, it's just like an airwave, better than a band-aid. This could be love, not sure, but I'm probably right.
In here, I'm just making a little patty. I learned this technique from her recipe. You make a little patty, you put it back in the pan where you saute the veggies, you cook it up, and you taste it for seasoning. You can either say, hey, I'm good here, or you just go back and add whatever you'd like. It's actually my family's favorite part because once it's done cooking, I actually let them taste test and tell me, is it good enough? And once they say yes, we're good to go. So I have shaped my meatloaf to how I want it in my pan. And now we're gonna put it in the oven for an hour. Check it in an hour. Of course, it will depend on the thickness of your meatloaf and of course your oven. So for 375, I'm gonna let mine go for an hour.
And I need you here if you want to. I know my spark's been left in the dark sometimes.
So for the green beans, what I'm gonna use is, for my family, I'm going to use 4 bags of the 12 ounce, 4 of them, 4 cloves of garlic, and about half an onion, okay? And of course, a little bit of vegetable oil, olive oil, whatever oil that you use, and some chicken base to season. So get your onion and go ahead and chop it up just like in chunks like that. You could do them smaller if you like, but in chunks works well. You're really just using the veggies and the garlic to season give flavor to the green beans as they just kind of like steam and cook with some seasoning and just a little bit of water. So, and I find it actually very therapeutic to chop vegetables. I don't know why, I just do. I enjoy chopping them, making them look cute. It's therapeutic to me. I don't know. Everybody has their thing. But anyways, chop your veggies the way you want and then move on to the next step. So in the pan, we're going to empty out the 4 packets in here in a pan like this for the green beans. Now you're going to add your garlic and your onion right into your green beans. So I'm going to be using vegetable oil, garlic powder, seasoning salt, and a little bit of my chicken base to season this. And just maybe, not even a cup, maybe just half a cup of that in there over medium heat, and we'll just let them cook.
It feels like my spark's been left in the dark sometimes. Cause when I'm with you, it's just like an airwave, better than a band-aid. This could be love, not sure, but I'm probably right. When you're around, I can say what I wanna say. So hard to concentrate. This is all that I need and more. Perfectly safe and sure. I'll be with you.
I'm gonna check on the green beans. They should be cooking away. You see how they release? Yes, thank you. My daughter's saying it smells really good. So these are just gonna cook in there. And a little bit, we'll taste them for flavor, and they should be almost done. We don't like it mushy. We like it with a little bit of, a little bit of bite in it. These are done for me. Tasted them, add a little bit more seasoning salt. Let's taste your food. And those are done. For the sauce, you're gonna need about 1 cup of ketchup, about half a teaspoon of cayenne. If you don't like it spicy, you can leave that out. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and a generous tablespoon of Dijon mustard. So, like I said, I'm adding half because we don't mind that spicy. It's not too spicy with that, but if you don't like it, you can leave it out. Simple sauce, very delicious.
Like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax. All your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes. I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good.
So in the last 15 to 20 minutes of cooking, you're going to go ahead and pull out your meatloaf because we're going to spread the sauce on top and let it finish cooking with the remainder of the time so the sauce can set. And once that's done, we're going to move the meatloaf to a clean platter and let it rest for 15 minutes before we cut it and serve it to our family. Kind of like that.
Problems will fade if you're ready for
It's done. Time to get it out.
in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the
This is what it looked like once it was in the pan. I'm just gonna let it rest, and then I'll cut and serve. Satisfying, comforting meatloaf. Oh my gosh. This is it, guys. Super juicy, not dry, comforting, mashed potatoes, meatloaf, green beans. Okay, if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification. Enjoy this. Make it for your family. They'll love it. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
all night. We're all about the good vibes. All about the good vibes. I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing